welcome to Winnie's Corner. Today I have a very interesting topic to discuss with you guys. But first, I want to thank all my subscribers. I want to thank all of you that have been commenting. Thank you for your support and encouragement. And if it's your first time on my channel, welcome to the family. Please join us, subscribe, click the notification bell so that anytime I make a new video, you will get notification. Today, I'll be talking about how low self-esteem affects women in relationship. Yes, I want to first of all start by defining self-esteem. What is self-esteem? Self-esteem is simply the opinion you have of yourself. It's simply the value you give to yourself, your worth, your value, your self-worth, your self-value. That is what self-esteem is. You can either have a healthy self-esteem or an unhealthy self-esteem. In this case, I'll be talking about how an unhealthy self-esteem, which is low self-esteem, can affect women in their relationships, the way they make choices, the way they behave in their relationship, and even the person that they are with, their partners, their spouse, their boyfriend, how low self-esteem affects everything. Your self-esteem, it's an aspect of your life that you don't have to take for granted, because the value you give to yourself, it's very important in every stage of your life. It's very important. And some of us might have grown up in an environment where our self-esteem was taken for granted, where we were constantly put down, where we were constantly seen as worthless and valueless, and because of that we grew up having a very low self-esteem. This state of mind or this state of your personality can really cause you to have issues in your relationship and your marriage, and affect the person that you're with at that particular point in time. So it's very important that we work on our self-esteem. Low self-esteem causes a woman to make poor relationship choices. Yes, women who make poor relationship choices do that as a result of low self-esteem. Sometimes they are called settlers. Settlers are the kind of women who settle for any kind of person because they don't have their worth and value intact. They feel lucky that someone is even approaching them for a relationship. They just feel lucky to have someone even want to be in a relationship with them. They don't have enough self-value and self-worth to know what they want, to know their values. They don't just have anything worthwhile that they know about themselves. Therefore, they just rush into any relationship in order just to feel good. Have you ever taken time to ask yourself, why do I say yes to any man that comes to me, without taking time to see if they meet my values, if we are compatible, if he knows how to respect me, if it's just a person that can help me to grow. Why do you get into relationship without thinking about those things? Most times people who do this, and as a result of them not having the ability to love themselves fully, to have self-love and self-value, to know their worth, because people with healthy self-esteem, they know their worth and their value. They know what they deserve, and they know who they will accept into their life and who they will not accept into their life. If you're in that kind of situation, why don't you stay back, take time and think, work on yourself, learn how to love yourself, because if you don't learn how to love yourself, you will not know how to receive love or even have the ability to give love. Low self-esteem causes women to have the constant need for validation and reassurance from a man. Even if they are in a relationship, that man has to be in a position to tell them every day that they love them and that they want to be with them. It's just constant, every day. I've seen situations like that where a man has to unfailingly tell his spouse that he loves her unfailingly every day. That is a sign that you're suffering from low self-esteem, because you should be able to just enjoy your self-worth without necessarily having another person tell you, if you are in that constant desire for your spouse telling you every day that he loves you, he wants to be with you, it means you are unable to actually accept that love. There is something within you that tells you that you are not worthy, and that will be one of the signs that you have low self-esteem. Because of the insecurity you have in you, you need validation. You are afraid, to be in that relationship, and you're afraid that something might happen, and if it happens, everything will be taken away from you. People with healthy self-esteem are not afraid to move on if they have to. You need to go in a relationship with love for yourself, because when you love yourself, then you can be able to love another person. That's just it. It starts with you loving yourself. So that's how important self-esteem is. Learn how to love yourself, and you don't need a man to constantly validate you and reassure you before you feel like you're loved. Low self-esteem makes a woman unable to be her real self. You see women in relationships who cannot come out to say what they want from the relationship. They cannot come out to say, oh no, you can't treat me like this, it's not acceptable. They just take everything is yes, because they're just happy to be in a relationship. You cannot be yourself because you're afraid, you are insecure, you are not sure about yourself, you are not sure about your worthiness, you are not sure about your value. Because you are not sure of it, and because you don't have things that you stand for, you don't have any value and worth, so you allow anyone to treat you anyhow, even though you don't like it, but you're not being true to yourself, you're not being true to the relationship. You just say yes to everything, you just say yes to everybody, you just say yes to every situation. That is a sign of low self-esteem, because people who have self-esteem can firmly tell you, no, this is what I deserve and I won't take this. And they are so firm because they know what they deserve, because they know who they are, So people with low self-esteem, they cannot be themselves, they cannot be real, even though they are going through something that is causing them so much pain, but they don't have the guts to say that, oh, I can't take this anymore. Low self-esteem can cause a woman to become destructively competitive, in relationship. You see some couples, they want to compete with other couples. You see a couple and you're like, why don't we do like them? Why don't we do like them? Why don't we do this? See, they do this. I'm not saying that it's not okay to copy something that is good and try to make your relationship better, but if you are in that state where you have to compete all the time from a place of weakness, not from a place of strength, then there is something actually wrong with you. Your self-esteem is very low because you don't have the ability to be your own person. You don't have the ability to have your own values, but everything that you are comes from what other people are. You don't have the ability to just set your own rules and take your own lead and make your own choices. You look at other people and you destructively sabotage your relationship because you want to compare. Sometimes we go to the extent of doing things that and we don't have the means to do, just because we want to compare. We want our relationship to be like them. Oh, they wore this as a couple, let's go do this let's do the same thing, let's go get money and do this as a couple as well. You being in a relationship like that you cannot grow. If you're in a relationship like that, you cannot grow. So you need to take time to set your own value and your own worth, and you cannot do that if your self-esteem is low, because you don't have any value and worth and regard and values for yourself. You tend to take your own value from external things. You look at other people, you don't even know what they're going through, you don't even know how they are trying to just make life work for them, and you see them and you just want to copy, and because you are so competitive, that is how you get your validation. You end up destroying yourself. Low self-esteem can also cause a woman to be highly jealous and clingish. I know of people whose husbands, I know of women whose husbands can't even greet another woman. Their husbands can't have a female colleague. Their husbands can't have anybody female around them. They're always so afraid because their wife is going to flare up or cause trouble, or maybe go out to fight just because they said hello to a woman. You can't be in a successful, healthy relationship and behave that way. That is a sign that you have low self-esteem. Your value is based on that relationship so much that you are so afraid that if that man does anything, everything will be taken away from you. You can't survive it. So you go ahead to make the other person's life uncomfortable just because you want to feed your fear and insecurity, your sense of less worthiness and less value. So you just go ahead and do things that are insensitive, going to fight with people over your husband and going to attack people, all of these things. That's a sign of low self-esteem, because someone who has a healthy self-esteem knows how to love, and you know that you cannot love someone by stopping them from being themselves. So that's just what I wanted to share with you, and I hope that truly you've been blessed, and I hope that you're going to take out something from everything I've said. And if you have a question concerning self-esteem, or if you're going through a process where you have low self-esteem, please send me an email. I really have some tips that can really help you to really build your self-esteem. I have some things that I can share with you deeply that can really help you to build your self-esteem. So send me an email. Please send me a question if you want me to answer. I'm not going to call out your name. If you send a question, I'm just going to read it, and then we try to talk about it, and maybe there are more people who can give their own opinion about it. This is a safe place for women to learn and grow, and we show so much love for everyone, because I just have the heart for women to just grow and be best. We are unique people. We are blessing to anyone that we share our lives with, so we should keep that position and grow and learn and grow. So that is what Winnie's Corner is all about, and I'm really grateful that you are there to support me. I really thank you guys so much, and I hope that this video was a blessing to you. Please share with those that need to hear such things, and see you next week for another video. Stay blessed. Bye bye.